check out the more extended version of the 911 call.
Speaking, how can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our village pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the water coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles?
What'd
Hello?
you say? Hey,
Yes, how far is the water coming up, sir?
it's coming up. We're just sinking. I don't know. Like we're going down now.
All right, well, let's get you going. Membership number or phone number listed on that count, sir.
I don't know the phone number. It's either Jerry Atkerson. I think it's Jerry Atkerson. Try that.
All right.
I know we have a membership, like guaranteed. I don't
All
have
right,
the tag
unless
on
you
here.
have a
It got ripped
membership
off.
number or anything, it's okay. I'll get you over to the captain. What's the best phone number to reach you at?
Reach me at 2.
All right, and is everybody on board in good health otherwise?
Yeah, everybody's
How
on
many?
board.
All right, do you need the United States Coast Guard?
What?
Do you need the United States Coast Guard?
No, we do not need that.
The boat is sinking. If your boat is sinking, put yourself on the boat, fam. If your boat is sinking, who do you think is going to get there faster? The Coast Guard or a towing company?
You're about to hear the last recorded call from a boat that should have made it back to shore. A teenage boy is dead. His name is Nolan Wells. And the only real-time record of what happened that night is a 911 call that dispatch almost couldn't make sense of. Listen closely, because every word here matters. We're at the west tip of Horn Island, and our pump stopped working. We're going. We're sinking. Can you all please come? That's how it starts. Panic, urgency, a boy asking for help. But here's what you need to know before we go any further. Two things happen in this call that don't add up. Two moments where the story the caller is telling doesn't match the way he's telling it. We're going to show you both. One comes fast, the other takes longer to surface, and when it does, it changes how you hear everything before it. If you want to follow this case as it develops, subscribe now, because what's coming in the next few minutes is going to raise more questions than it answers. Dispatcher Vicky picks up, calm, professional, ready to help. The caller gives his location, precise, fast, no hesitation. Then she asks him something simple, something any person on a sinking boat should be able to answer without thinking. And what he says back, or doesn't say back, is where this story actually begins. Because the next question dispatch asked wasn't about the boat, it was about the people on it. Here's the first thing that doesn't add up. Dispatcher Vicky asks the caller a direct question: how many people are on board this boat? He doesn't answer right away. There's a pause, a long one, the kind of pause that doesn't belong in an emergency call from someone who's supposedly watching water rise around him. When he finally answers, he doesn't give a number. He says, like 7, not 7, like 7. Now compare that to how he handled his location a few minutes earlier. No hesitation, no vague estimate. He rattled off exact GPS coordinates. 30 degrees, 14.684 minutes north, 88 degrees, 46.79 minutes west, like he'd read them off a screen. Precise on the numbers that don't require looking at another human being, vague on the number that does. That's the first promise we made you, and here it is, delivered. The count on that boat was never nailed down, not by dispatch, not by the caller, not once, on a recorded emergency call where every other detail came out clean. Ask yourself why a person who can recite longitude and latitude down to the 100th decimal can't tell you if there were 6 people on the boat or 8. That's not a small inconsistency. That's the kind of gap investigators build a case around, and it wasn't the only strange decision this caller made that night. Because when help was actually offered, real help, he turned it down. Here's the second promise, and it's the one that should bother you the most. A boat is sinking. Real emergency, real danger, and dispatch offers the one resource built exactly for this moment. Do you need the United States Coast Guard? The caller's answer comes back flat, immediate. No, we do not need that. Think about what that means for a second. The Coast Guard has boats, helicopters, rescue swimmers. They are the single fastest, most equipped agency in the country for exactly this kind of emergency. And he says no. Let's break down why that refusal matters, point by point. The Coast Guard responds directly to marine emergencies. It's their entire purpose. A private towing company is not an emergency rescue service. The caller had already stated they were sinking, in open water, at night. He answered every location question with total precision. And yet, on the one question that would bring in official oversight, he shut it down instantly. 5 points. One pattern. A caller who wants help, but only the kind that doesn't come with questions attached. Because here's what the Coast Guard brings that a towing company doesn't. Reports. Documentation. People trained to ask exactly what happened and when. If your boat was really sinking, would you turn down the Coast Guard? Tell us what you'd have done in the comments. And just when you think this call can't get any stranger, the emergency disappears entirely. Because minutes later, the boat that was sinking stopped sinking. This is the moment that should stop you cold. The call gets transferred to Captain Seth, the local towing captain. He's ready to send help. He's already spoken to someone claiming to be Nolan's grandfather. And then, just minutes later, Captain Seth says this. He said that they don't need any help right now, but if something changes, they'll call me back. Read that again. A boat that was sinking, urgently, according to the caller himself, no longer needs help. No explanation, no update on the pump. No mention of what fixed it. 1 minute, they're going down. The next, they're fine, and they'll call if that changes. This is exactly the kind of detail that gets buried in a case like this, which is why we're covering every angle. Subscribe so you don't miss where this leads next. Now hold that reversal next to something else you should know. Nolan Wells's friends, the same people on or connected to that boat, have reportedly lawyered up since his death. We're not telling you what that means. We're telling you it's a fact worth sitting with, next to a boat that stopped sinking with no explanation at all. What do you think happened in the minutes between "we're sinking" and "we don't need help"? Drop your theory below, because when you put the head count, the refusal, and the reversal together, one question is left standing, and it's the one nobody has answered yet. So let's put all three pieces on the table one final time. Let's lay out exactly what we know and exactly what we still don't. We know a caller gave a precise location and a vague head count on the same call. We know he refused the Coast Guard on a boat he said was sinking. We know that boat's emergency vanished within minutes, with no explanation offered to the captain trying to help him. 3 details. 1 recording, and an investigation that, as of today, hasn't told the public who was actually on that boat. The caller's name still hasn't been released. The full passenger count still hasn't been confirmed, and the reason the emergency disappeared as fast as it started still hasn't been explained by anyone involved. That's not a conclusion. That's a list of open questions that deserve real answers. For Nolan Wells, and for everyone who was on that water with him. We're going to keep following this case as new information comes out. If new audio, new statements, or new details surface, you'll hear them here first. If you want to be there when this case moves forward, subscribe now and turn on notifications, because this story is far from finished. Of the 3 unanswered questions in this case, which one bothers you the most? Tell us below. We read every comment, and we're building this investigation together with you. Nolan Wells deserves answers. Right now, this recording is the closest thing we have to the truth.